next team is from Thurgood Marshall Academic High School, and their team name, or their app name, is Science Wars.
Don't you wish there was a better way to study? Do you wish that there was a better way to study without books?
Of course, all the time.
Well, here, try out our app, Science Wars.
Wow, this truly is an amazing app.
We're the Fantastic Five, and I'm Sabrina Blandon.
I'm Tiale Ale.
And I'm Kainat Sheikh.
The problem is high school students don't study enough for their science because of the boring studying style of traditional, bulky books and notes. Science is a core course of A through G requirements to get into a 4-year college, so students must excel in order to ensure future success.
The solution is Science Wars. Science Wars provides a fun, new, and intriguing way to study science on a mobile app. Science Wars keeps students actively engaged in studying science while also preparing them for the California Standardized Test, also known as the CSTs, with their release test questions. We know that not everyone has access to a smartphone, so later on we plan to create an online game that will enable the students to study from their computers or laptops. So this is our game, Science Wars. You can choose from biology, chemistry, or physics. Once you choose from these 3 subjects, a question will appear with the timer running. Then your 4 choices will appear. If you are correct, the app will recognize it and give you a point, but if you're incorrect, you will still move on but won't score a point.
Science Wars does have a few competitions. Science Trivia available on the Play Store and Biology Exam available through Apple Market. Science Wars features CST release questions. As we showed you, Science Wars gives you the option to pick a science. All these features are exclusive and cannot be found on Biology Exam and Science Trivia. Next slide. So why should you use Science Wars? Our app is unique because it consists of CST release questions. You can be specific science to focus on. You can choose a practice mode which will time the quickness of your speed and responses to your points on our app. Allows you to study on the go without the boring old books.
Our market is high school and college science students. We also plan to target science teachers. Later, we hope to expand to elementary and middle school science students.
So we're offering a 6-week free trial and then charging only 99 cents. For teachers, we can establish a classroom discount.
Our future plans, besides on expanding to middle school and elementary science students, we will be adding more questions, more subjects, and questions in other languages, and also questions in other states' standards tests. For teachers, we will add the ability to add their own questions and to have their students transmit their scores.
So, Science Wars gives us the opportunity to provide students with an effective and engaging way to study. If you were to help us get Science Wars on the Play Store, together we can revolutionize studying. Thank you.
You mentioned that your plan is to charge 99 cents, which is, here you mentioned, which is cheap and can be easily comped by the schools. How would you convince them that this is something that they should pay for? And who would you try to convince? Who's the one that's making the decision to buy this?
Well, I think each school is different. I mean, every school wants their children to do good on the CST, so by them having a app that can help them rise their scores, I think every school would want it so that their students could take their studying on the go and study.
And one of the things you mentioned, one of the advantages of the app was that it keeps students actively engaged. And so do you have numbers around that, or do you have some proof or things that you've heard from people that have tried it that leads you to believe that that would actually be the case?
Yeah, we actually did take a survey of students at our school. Most of them said they did not like studying with books, so they said if there was an app that they would like to download it to take studying like on the go and be able to study on their phone rather than always the textbooks.
And they also said they don't study much. Like, so, yeah, we surveyed them, and then for their science test, they only study for even less than an hour.
So do you think that hurts your product or helps you? So I guess that would be a challenge that you'd have to overcome to convince them to use this?
I think that would help us because they don't like studying with textbooks and the note cards and everything. So maybe like our app, it would really help because it's interesting, fun, and yeah.
And why would you want the schools to pay as opposed to each of the individual parents to pay? Because if you make the school pay, you're assuming every kid doesn't like to study or doesn't do well on the test. But if you make it individualized and customized for student, then shouldn't the parents pay?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I would say if the schools want to use it inside the classroom, the school would pay for it. But if the students were to use it just at home, then the parents would pay for it so they could study on their own.
And then you guys are maybe too young for this, maybe you're not. But, you know, as you study for the SATs and ACTs, there are test prep people like Kaplan and Princeton Review. I don't know if anything exists like that for the CST, but do you know if those companies are already looking into mobile apps because they already create practice tests online on the web? So it would make sense that they would also create a mobile app because that's kind of what they do is test prep.
We haven't looked into SAT, no ACT apps, but we know that the CST is only prepared in class with like just paper and pen, nothing like mobile or anything.
Okay. That's it. Thanks.